That's great. That's just, I'm so glad our students will get to hear you and see you in some form, because these are just really such inspiring things you've got to say about where you've come from and where you're headed. And how do you keep a career of the kind you've made going and grounded at the same time that you have this commitment to the community and these 4 different places you're planning to plant this effort? How are you?
And I've got a follow-up to that after.
Yeah.
Well, one, I keep an amazing team around me. 2 of them are here today.
Mm-hmm.
I keep I keep grounded people around me, level-headed people. I equate a lot of that to what you see here today, and my passion. I follow my passion. I follow what my heart's desire is, and I pick and choose my roles like that. I pick and choose things that I want to be involved with like that. That is one thing that I am proud to say I've nurtured and kind of matured. Where I maybe lack in academic education, which, I'm not proud of, but maybe one day I may go back to school. What I am very proud of is the fact that I have a very good heart, and I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about. And when I get driven, when I get that battery in my back, nothing stops me until it gets done. And I've been blessed to have a good vision and a good judge of character and compassion. I have a lot of compassion, and where I used to feel where I was made to feel insecure about as a child, I'm most proud of today is my sensitivity to society and to what ails people in the community, and I'm proud of that today. That's what makes me a man today. Mm-hmm. The fact that I am still sensitive to what's wrong, what's going on, as Marvin Gaye would say, So it's my passion that keeps me focused.
It's a little bit of a follow-up. I mean, some of the things that conditioned how you grew up and, as you say, challenged you. Can you now control that through your craft? And I give you an exact question. Can you choose the roles that you want to play? And if so, are they substantively different from Omar or what you play on Boardwalk Empire?
Mm.
Could you talk a little bit about that, and who would you want to play? I mean, I would love to hear if you want to play Shakespeare, if you want to play James Bond. You may not. It'd be great to know if you feel you have choices.
I definitely have choices. Not in the aspect of what most people might think, where I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I'm turning down things. In a sense, yes, but in a sense, no. Mm-hmm. I'm still work for hire. I still consider myself a struggling actor. But my journey in this business is so interesting that as I evolve as a human being, ironically, those are the roles that come to me to help me in that process of wherever I'm at in my life. Chalky came to me at the right time, where I was at, on a personal level. I tell people Chalky is an homage to 5 men in my life who are all deceased. My dad, 3 uncles, and my godfather. And I picked and chose different aspects of their personality and fused it into one to make Chalky White. And that was a great way just to pay homage to the male ancestors in my life that I watched as a child growing up, that I did not understand who and why they were the way they were. But as I'm a man, I understand. So now I understand the way Dad was the way he was, or the way Uncle Uncle Jack or Uncle Tommy or Uncle Parr or, Godfather Jr. I understand now, and so what greater way to pay them homage and to let them know that I understand them and I appreciate what little gifts they gave me than to show them in character, to exercise them in character, to pay them homage in character. And I did that with Chalky. I'm doing that with Chalky. And, as I grow as a human being, these roles, they kind of it's weird. It's really weird, the roles that come to me. And, right now, especially since 12 Years a Slave, a lot of roles are coming to me, ironically, which is why I thought it was important for me to walk through your Jazz Institute. A lot of musical, historic roles, scripts are coming my way. Bessie Smith. Then you have this other project. I can't remember the name of the character, but it's loosely based on another jazz musician. There's Miles Davis. All these, there's something that the ancestors, the universe wants me or wants to use me, I feel, as a vehicle to tell young people, to show the next generation these characters, these iconic characters that may or may not be known in the hood, that they need to see to instill pride in our youth. Miles Davis was a bad mother, shut your mouth, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, a lot of young people still don't know his legacy, and so I feel that right now I've done enough work on myself where the universe or the ancestors feel that they deem me ready to tell their story, and I'm hoping that I do them justice the best I can,
And you said you said in passing, since 12 Years a Slave. Now that was not a big part, but was acting in that big film part of what you're saying about the ancestors and what you're giving back of them to the world in your work?
It definitely started. It really started. It may have started before, but because I started doing it, with Chalky White on Boardwalk Empire. But it really, I felt that they spoke back to me on 12 Years a Slave. We were doing this scene. Unfortunately, it never made the film. And Steve McQueen, he shoots in series. It's just a series where he won't yell cut in action. He'll just go again and leave the camera running. And there was this particular scene where my character, Samuels, it was Roberts, I forget his name. Anyway, he was being dragged to the slave ship, and he was revolting. And when they got him to the ship, he broke loose of the chains and tried to fight back. And they beat him brutally and threw him in the hole. And about the fourth or fifth time we did this without breaks, just right back to one, again. He finally yelled, "Cut." And I couldn't get up. Something came over me, and I crawled up in a ball. I was in fetal position. I was on the floor, and I couldn't stop screaming. Just screaming and shaking. And it was like I was looking at myself like, Mike, this is really not cool. But I just, something came over me, man. I could not stop crying and screaming for what must have been like 20, 30 seconds. And the stunt coordinator, a white man, he got on his hands and knees and he cradled me in his arms and he rocked me. And all he kept saying was, "It's okay, Mike. Let it out. Let it out, Mike. It's okay." And when it passed, it's like a cloud passed over me. And I got up and I was like, okay, what was that? And I was like, I think that was, I knew what it was. I got a glimpse into the into the pain and the anguish that our ancestors endured for 400 some odd years. I got a glimpse of that, and it broke me like a twig. Like a twig. I couldn't even stand. So from that point on, I believe that these scripts have been coming to me now is something within the musical world, which is why I believe there's no such thing as coincidences. Why the greatest jazz department in the country is right, next door, and you offered me the opportunity to walk through. When I realized that it's either now or never,
Right.
I said, you know what, I should take this opportunity and absorb this energy, because I'm quite sure I'm going to need, this room at one point or another. Yeah.
Well, if there's a Miles biopic coming, I can certainly see you playing that part.
Well, thank you.
So